Welcome everyone back to Weekly Weather Updates, and this evening we're going to have a look at the latest from the GFS, the GM, the ECMWF and the UKMO Office Run at the potential of a brief heatwave next week. I can't believe we're talking about this, but as this block is breaking down, it's actually going to be drawing up some very hot air from the south. Now, it's only come into the models over the last couple of days, and we did look at it yesterday briefly, but it is cemented within the models now. It does look like early next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we could be seeing temperatures get into the mid to high 20s, if not potentially 30 degrees somewhere in the southeast, as we do have some very, very hot air coming up for this time of year. After that, though, it is going to be swept away, and we're going to be going a lot more unsettled with the jet stream powering up. But we could be getting another couple days of summer, of real summer, next week. So yeah, we'll have a look at that in more detail in this video. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and do remember to follow me on Twitter as well. The link is in the description. Also, do check out my video I published earlier where we did a review, a reanalysis of summer 2021 using Met Office data. You can see what the anomalies was like for the UK. So do check that out. So we do go through the latest GFS, which is actually a very, very hot run. This 6Z run. We do see we've got the big block over the top of the UK at the moment, but it is going to be losing strength. Now, the reason why we're going to be pulling up this warm air from the south, because as you can see, we do have the block, and we've got the jet stream powering up these low pressure systems. The block is really grinding to a halt as it moves eastwards. It's putting the brakes onto the jet stream, and what this does, it keeps southerly winds for a good couple days. They start on Sunday, continue through Monday, and all the way to Tuesday, we're pulling up this really warm air. You can see the 15-degree isotherm gets through, if not potentially the 20-degree isotherm. And if we do have a look at the United Kingdom zoomed in, you can see 17, maybe even 18-degree isotherms getting close to the south coast, and it's going to get going really quite warm with this. And I was definitely looking like many areas going to see mid to high 20s. The only caveat, though, that we could be seeing that some of you may enjoy is the potential of some showers and thunderstorms. You can see this is because the block is stopping this air of low pressure that is diving southwards, bringing up this warmer air. In turn, this may give us some thunderstorms, this instability mixed with the hot and humid air. At the moment, there's no massive signal, but we'll have to keep an eye over the coming days. This low pressure will eventually sweep through by Wednesday, Thursday. If we do have a look at the upper air temperatures, you can see that warm air is really pushed away with cooler Atlantic air. Now, as we head to the end of next week, you can see just westerly winds taking over, and you can see ex-Hurricane Ida, which is out now in the Atlantic, powering up these westerly winds, and we're just going to be maintaining pretty unsettled with a lot of wind and rain coming in, especially for the north and west. Further south and eastwards, potentially the Euro high may hang on, but at this stage, it still definitely looks like it's going to be a westerly dominated period of weather, and the block does look like it's going to be disappearing. In the longer term, potentially, we do see some northern blocking returning, with the potential for some real quite cold northerly winds potentially there. And if we do have a look at the upper air temperatures, yeah, pretty chilly northerly winds potentially coming into Scandinavia and even into parts of Scotland, and we'll just have to keep an eye on that. That is quite far into the longer term, and we can't really say anything about that at this stage. But it does look like brief heat wave next week, and then westerly winds are going to be taking back over control. So we do have a look at the GFS charts for the latest temperatures. So if you do run through, you can see today we got to around 20 degrees or so, where we've seen sunshine. It's been sunny. We have seen sun breaks where I'm in London. We've had some decent sunshine throughout today, and temperatures have responded to around 21, 22 degrees. By Friday afternoon, temperatures going to be, again, around 22, maybe 23 degrees in areas in the south. By Saturday, 21, 22. And then by Sunday, things starting to hot up a little bit. Widely low 20s in England and Wales and into Southern Ireland as well. Potentially 20 degrees in Scotland. And we could reach 25 degrees in the south. Monday hotting up once again. 27 or 28 degrees is possible in the southeast. Widely 20 degrees. And once again, widely in England and Ireland and parts of eastern Scotland getting up into the low 20s. If we do head through to Tuesday, which is likely to be the hottest day, we can see temperatures getting up to around 27, 28 degrees, feeling very, very warm. As we head through to Wednesday, you can see temperatures once again getting really hot, if not hotter than Tuesday, really. 30 degrees is possible on this latest GFS run in parts of central Midlands into East Anglia. Very, very hot indeed. And then as we head through to Thursday, you see a bit warm, still warm in the east, but the cooler Atlantic area is moving through for all. And it does look like it's going to be getting down to around 20 degrees by next Friday. So you can see a very brief heat wave, only maybe 3-4 days if you include Sunday, but it's going to be really quite pleasant and hot, and I hope you can go out and enjoy it. If we do have a look at the GEM, which is not quite as extreme in terms of the heat as the GFS, still gets into the mid-20s, but not quite that 29-30 degrees that we saw in the GFS. If we do run through, you can see low pressure dipping down, coming up against that block, and we're pulling up those southerly winds. Hot air coming in. Not quite the extent of hot air that we had on the GFS, but still warm and going to give temperatures in the mid-20s. That does eventually get swept through by the end of next week, and we do again pull up Atlantic winds. You do see, though, another diving area of low pressure and potentially more southerly winds again. We'll have to keep an eye on what happens with this. It's a bit different to the GFS, and it's all going to depend on what happens with these low pressures. And you can see ex-hurricane Ida is mixed in with the Atlantic now, and that's what's going to be affecting that. And then you can see this looks like it's going to be ex-hurricane Larry, which is actually out in the Atlantic at the moment and could be affecting Bermuda over the coming week, and potentially maybe the east coast of America. Its track is uncertain at this stage. That's it coming up along the northeast coast, and that could potentially reinvigorate the jet stream once again. So if we do now have a look at the GM temperatures, you can see we do have if we do go to temperatures, you can see that we do have the possibility of seeing maybe 20 degrees tomorrow. So not massively hot, but decent. So by Saturday, 21, 22 degrees is possible. And then for Sunday, 24, 25 degrees in the far southeast, widely low 20s. By Monday, we could be seeing temperatures getting into the mid-20s, 24, 25 or 26 degrees is possible. And you can see in the near continent, just into northern France, we're seeing 30 degrees. So on this latest GEM, even though we don't quite get as hot as the GFS, we are just off the cuff of 30-degree weather over in the near continent. As we head through to Tuesday, you can see temperatures once again 24, 25 degrees, a little bit cooler as we do have that Atlantic air starting to sweep through. And then by Wednesday, things are looking 21, 22 degrees. So you can see on the GEM, cuts the heat wave shorter by a day than the GFS, but still it's fairly pleasant and warm for a good 3 days there, getting up into the mid-20s for many. And considering what we've had recently, it is going to feel quite hot indeed. Beyond that, though, it does look like temperatures are going to be back to around high teens, maybe low 20s at times. If we do have a look at the ECMWF, you can see again we have that low pressure diving southwards, pulling up that hot air to our far south, heading up into the country. And if we do have a look at the 850 HPA deviation, you can see a good 6-8 degrees above average, very warm, and you can see the 15-degree isotherm does move through the UK. And then eventually, by the end of next week, it does slowly pull away. And again, we see westerly winds taking control. It does look like there could be a period of a little ridge of high pressure developing in the middle of the Atlantic between these low pressure systems. And in that, we could see northerly winds, which would still be pretty unsettled and pretty chilly. So it does look like this is going to be a little decent blast of heat, but it doesn't look like it's going to have particularly... it doesn't have a lot of longevity to it, and it does look like westerly or northwesterly winds in this sort of scenario with this northerly wind coming in are going to be taking back control, with the Atlantic being the main factor. If we do have a look at the GFS Ensembles, if we go to temperature, 850 HPA, and precipitation, you can see precipitation is going to pick up over the coming days with the potential of showers and a few thunderstorms. Now, I'm only going to look at those thunderstorms if there is a decent risk. I'm not seeing many hints at the moment of a massive thunderstorm risk, but we'll have to keep an eye on it over the coming days when it comes into the shorter range models. We'll have a look at the Cape charts potentially. Maybe towards this weekend we'll have a look at that. But there is a signal on the ensembles of some showers and storms, and you can see temperatures are going to be going pretty high for this time of year, around 6, 7, 8 degrees above average, around 7th to the 10th of September, and you can see right there the operational run, including with a lot of the ensemble runs going very, very warm. Big drop off after that with a lot of precipitation as well, back to around average for the foreseeable future. A lot of variation within the ensembles, but it is definitely looking westerly with a lot of precipitation, with temperatures going to be around average. If we have a look at the mean sea level pressure, you can see generally it's going to be lowering over the next week or so, very gradually, and it will depend on how quick that low pressure out in the Atlantic does move through. But you can see we are at pretty high pressure at the moment, and it's going to be going to around 1,015, 1,010 millibars, which is still higher pressure, but it is still going to allow upper level troughs to develop, and which is going to give us some more shower activity. And you can see in the longer term there's potential of some deeper lows moving in as the Atlantic does power up. So yeah, looking very interesting over the coming weeks. But for the time being, we've got this few-day heat wave coming up for the start of next week, and I hope you can go out and enjoy it. If we do finally have a look at the UK Met Office run now, it only goes out 5 days, so it doesn't quite encapsulate the whole of the heat wave next week, but it gives us an idea of what we're going to see over the next few days. We can see, if we go to Friday afternoon, you can see temperatures are going to be getting around 21, 22 degrees in the south, widely 18, 19 degrees in the west, and still we've got that pesky cloud and brief easterly wind, brisk easterly winds. We can see to temperatures maybe 15, 16 degrees in the east. As we head through to Saturday afternoon, you can see temperatures are going to be getting around 21, 22, 23 degrees potentially in the south. Further northwards, a little bit cooler, but we have that warm air starting to push up from the south. By Sunday, temperatures are up around 23, 24 degrees in England and parts of Wales as well. Ireland, 20 degrees. To Scotland, potentially 20, 21 degrees. And even across the eastern coast, getting up to around 20 degrees, where it has felt pretty miserable over the last week or so. And if we finally go to Monday, you can see temperatures getting up to 24, 25 degrees, feeling very, very warm indeed, and even into parts of Scotland and Ireland as well, 21, 22 degrees. If we do have a look at the 850 HPA temperatures, you can see it is getting to up towards 15, 16, 17 degrees by early Tuesday morning, and you can see there's even hotter air out in the channel. So I would expect if we could run this on another day, we would see by Tuesday temperatures getting up into the high 20s on the latest UK Met Office run. So very interesting to seeing that, and it's going to be looking like it's turning hot. First time we've really had proper hot weather since the middle of July. Can't believe to say that. And there is the possibility, of course, of 30 degrees, which is something that isn't completely obscene in September, but it's going to be pretty rare to see 30 degrees potentially in September and not in August. It definitely does look like we're going to be eclipsing the maximum temperature that we saw in August, which was around 26 degrees. We saw that, I think, a week or two ago. So it does look like we're going to be eclipsing that. If we do have a look at the precipitation rates, we can see very little rain over the next day or so. Maybe some showers in the Far East, but nothing really too much. Saturday early morning, maybe a few showers moving in. And then by Sunday, as we initially have a low pressure system moving in the north, potentially some heavy rain. But as that low pressure starts to fizzle out and drop further southwards, it does look like we're going to be seeing warmer, hotter temperatures come back. So it does look like there is going to be some brief rain potentially overnight Sunday into Monday, but it's going to be fizzling away as it comes up against the block. So it definitely does look like we're going to be seeing some very hot temperatures next week. After that, it's uncertain, but definitely does look like it's going to be unsettled. So I hope you can go out and enjoy this warm weather as we are getting nearer and nearer to the time where we could start be thinking about colder conditions once again in the next sort of maybe 6 to 8 weeks. We'll be starting to think about frosts, potential for some snowfalls in the north and over higher ground as we near towards November and then potentially towards December as well. So it does look like this may be the last opportunity to be seeing big high temperatures. Now, of course, there is opportunities later in September and even into October, but those chances do diminish every single day that we do go on. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you go enjoy the heat next week, and I'll see you again for another video soon.